What's going on, y'all? What it is. So let's go ahead and dive right into this topic. And I want to talk about this crazy situation involving the former head coach for the Michigan Wolverines, who got outed by his assistant because they were having an affair. And so this is a crazy situation. Dude just got fired before Christmas, won't get that $12 million payout, all over the fact that he couldn't keep it real with his wife. He's running around with his assistant and allegedly got her pregnant as well. So this idiot has been dealing with her for quite some time, and they actually showed records of him giving her a significant pay increase from $58,000 to $90,000. Now, there are even reports that are circulating out there that this coach was so incompetent that he actually ordered a Plan B to his office. A Plan B to his office, and the DoorDasher that delivered the Plan B actually snitched and said it was true. Now, there are stories out there that are conflicting, and they're saying that it isn't true, and then some people are confirming that it is true. Now, the name of the coach that has been fired for having an inappropriate relationship with a staff member is Sharon Moore, and the actual mistress name is Paige Shive. Now, what's interesting about this dynamic is that Paige actually snitched on their relationship, and she turned in every receipt under the sun that documented the timestamp of when their relationship first started. And she also gave details about their relationship as well. So what I'm going to do right now is insert a bevy of clips that explains this in its entirety, and then I'll be back to give you my 2 cents of an opinion, all right?
Who knew that Michigan football would be dismantled by a DoorDash driver and one of their former quarterbacks? As you know, Michigan coach Moore was fired for cause for having an illicit affair with a staffer and allegedly paid for her abortion. This is the woman, Paige Shiver, executive assistant to the head football coach. So this man right here, a former Michigan quarterback, tweeted, "Coach Moore is cheating on his wife with a football department employee. Fire Moore and clueless liar DEI Warday, the athletic director who's working overtime to cover this up." Here she is. 9 million views on this tweet. He said, "U of M scandal is being uncovered by DEI athletic director Warday Manuel and the board of trustees. Coach Moore, first-time head coach, and DEI hire, impregnated office employee, all actively covered up by the above. Fire all of them, clean it up, including hiring by skin color and not merit." People didn't believe him, saying this was fake Buckeye propaganda. He had to tell them, "I don't have any connection with OSU. In fact, I was a Michigan quarterback. I'm a Michigan man, and I still have reliable sources in A2. He's answering people, "How you know, WTF?" He says, "I'm an ex-scholarship quarterback and still have sources in Ann Arbor." Robert Carrion put his politics above his alma mater. Thank you, Robert Carrion. Is an Ohio State fan. Scott Hughes reports the University of Michigan's investigation into Coach Moore's inappropriate relationship began shortly after they received an anonymous tip from a DoorDash driver, which stated he personally delivered Plan B to Moore's office. How does that even how? I thought that the DoorDash drivers didn't even know what they were delivering.
Wait, come to find out she did snitch on the Michigan head coach and got him fired. That's why he broke into her crib.
Not any relationship, but that story changed yesterday morning when she went on the Hill, as we say, the administration office, with the receipts, the text messages, the emails, documents, and so on.
Basically, people been telling Michigan about their relationship and the pay increase, and Michigan ignored it because the guy claimed that him and the shawty wasn't messing with each other. That was until Wednesday morning when she went up there, snitched, showed him videos, messages, etc. They fired him that afternoon. He tried to go home to his wife. She said, "Get out of here." That's when he said, "Bet." He ran up in shawty crib, whipped out the blade and said, "You know what? Let's go see God together." The police were able to track him down using GPS. He was at a church. But yeah, so Michigan, you and I slick. You been knew bro was doing this. Y'all just mad that he lost to Ohio. Side note, all the other allegations are true, but the DoorDash one may be fake because it seems like every news outlet is getting it from this Twitter post, and they're claiming that this Twitter page is not a real person or tends to spread false stuff. But multiple people have been telling Michigan that he was doing this, even people not from the school. Regardless, he crashed out when he could have got a new job. Now he about to be with boys.
Hey guys, there's been a lot of drama and there are some updates regarding the firing of the head Michigan football coach. After this coach was fired, he allegedly participated in an assault involving a knife, and new details about that are coming out. So Michigan head coach Sharon Moore was recently dismissed by the college over an alleged affair. According to reports, Sharon, pictured here on the right with his wife, is a 39-year-old married father of 3. He was arrested over an alleged assault That was after he was fired over the alleged affair. Now, according to reports, the alleged assault took place at an apartment that belonged to Sharon's former executive assistant at the college. His former assistant who owned the Ann Arbor apartment is reportedly 32-year-old Paige Shiver. A 911 call was made that day claiming that Sharon had a woman and that he was after he lost his $30 million job. Police dispatch audio noted that a woman who was not identified at the time claimed that Sharon had a and that he had been stalking her for several months. The dispatcher was also heard saying that he had a woman with a knife. That was before he dropped the weapon and then fled from the scene. The audio further revealed, as I said, that Sharon was over his job, and his wife Kelly reportedly confirmed that. Reportedly, the 911 call was made from Paige's Ann Arbor address. She's pictured here on the left. That's his former assistant. And that's according to public records. But it's not 100% known just yet if the woman he had Paige, but I think we can put two and two together. I could be wrong though. It was further said that after the attack, Sharon fled the scene in a black Tahoe, and that was before authorities eventually found him and took him into custody about an hour later. They reportedly found him at the Well Church. Now, earlier that same day on Wednesday, December 10th, Sharon was fired, as you probably already heard, and that was as Michigan's head football coach. Reporters noted that this was due to an alleged affair he had with a staffer, even though that employee had not publicly been identified yet. And I still don't think they've identified the employee. The college said in a statement that they found evidence of an inappropriate relationship between him and a staff member of the university. They said that his conduct was a clear violation of the university's policy and that they maintain zero tolerance for behavior like this. Within hours of being fired, he was taken into custody and booked into the county jail, and that was after he lost his job that reportedly paid $6 million a year. Now, according to reports, Michigan had been notified before yesterday on Wednesday that Sharon was having some mental health issues. That was before he was fired as head coach. ESPN reported that the situation with him had been brewing or kind of going on under the radar at Michigan for the past several weeks after he allegedly started to act kind of strange behind the scenes. It was said there had been a lot of uneasiness and that he had just been acting really odd and doing things like berating his assistant coaches and just not acting normal at all. The county prosecutor's office said he remains behind bars today on Thursday, December 11th. At least the last I heard he did. We likely won't know his charges until he is arraigned. He reportedly will be back in court tomorrow on Friday, December 12th. According to reports, Michigan will not have to pay him his buyout clause. So those are the updates into this story. I know we had likely all heard that he was fired, but I wanted to give y'all the details about the arrest and the alleged.
All right, so we just heard all of that, and this is just my opinion. What an idiot. You got handed down one of the most prestigious opportunities in college football, and that was to be the Michigan head football coach from Jim Harbaugh, who left to coach in the NFL. I believe that he's coaching the Chargers now. They didn't even do a coaching search, y'all. Jim actually told the athletic director that Sharon was the guy, and the athletic director respected Jim Harbaugh's perspective and gave Sharon an opportunity to hold such a coveted position. But you know what? Everybody can't handle that type of position. You know why? Because with that position comes money, and then another thing that's added comes power. And so you think that you're kind of invincible. You're sitting at the top of the world right now, and you're messing with an assistant, giving her a pay increase while you have a wife and 3 children at home. And then to add insult to injury, instead of just understanding that you made a big time mistake and your wife doesn't want to see you, you could have went anywhere. You could have went to a hotel and got a room and just chilled and just try to sort out your thoughts there. Instead, you're going to go to the mistress house and try to put paws on her, basically put the blade on her, saying that you're going to take both of y'all out. I mean, you just messed up your entire life. Not only did you mess up your life, you messed up your wife and your children's life. She's going to leave you probably. And if it's true that you went to your mistress' house to delete both of y'all, you're going to prison, buddy. You're going to prison for real. And it's just a sad situation. It's just a sad thing to witness, because when you're a brother or a sister, and I hate to bring race into the equation, guys, but I just have to. When you're put in a position like that, the leash is a lot shorter. You have to perform. You have to be on your best behavior. And let me be honest with you. I'm going to keep it 100. I believe they were going to fire him anyway. but because of his dumb actions and the fact that he was violating policy and things of that nature anyway. And so basically he made it easy for them to fire him without owing him the rest of the money on his contract. And then on top of that, you can't sit here and push the narrative out there that he was fired because he was a brother. But it doesn't stop the narrative completely, because we're looking like, why hasn't Paige been fired? She has not been fired, y'all. She has not been fired, and I do believe if they really wanted to keep him as the head coach, that they would have kept him. But anyway, I want to hear your thoughts. You guys drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about all of this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and if you're new here, consider subbing to the channel. I'll get with y'all later. Peace.